up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, honey, to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. So let's go ahead. Let's just get right into it because I have two other videos to do. So we start off with Charrisse and Karen arguing. They're fussing back and forth. Karen is hollering, show them who you really are. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, let me know you stopped by, okay? I need some lip dew. Lip dew. Like my grandmother used to say. Lip dew. She says, show them who you really are. They hollering back and forth. Karen says, you got what you wanted. I guess she was talking to you like you wanted some engagement with me or some interaction with me. You got what you wanted. I question your genuineness. They slamming the tables. We already saw that, hollering and screaming and all that stuff. She says she questions her genuineness for coming to her mother's funeral. She said that her aunt told her if Charrisse doesn't mention it on camera, then she was genuine in her gesture coming to your mom's funeral. She said, but then you mentioned it at Candace's 1-year anniversary, and you mentioned it again, I guess, just the other day. So it felt a little self-serving. And she says, well, you weren't there for me. She says, but I didn't have any ill intentions. And she says, when my father died, I had my brothers die, my sister, my mom, and my dad. They all died. So I understand what grief is, but Giselle said nobody's driving 4 hours to a funeral for clout. She says, they get into how when the group was being put together, how did I skip over that? Yeah, I didn't even take notes in regards to that. But they talked about when the group was being put together, how Charrisse didn't even know who Karen was. And to me, I feel like that just validates more of Karen's issue with Charrisse, because you actually center yourself as this. You've given yourself the name Grand Dame. And who gave her Grand Dame? I think she gave herself that name. I think she gave herself that name, or Andy. Why do I want to say? Why did Andy just pop into my head like that? I don't know if Andy had something to do with that name, or I don't know. Y'all let me know. But I feel like Karen gave herself that name. And you want to be the center of the group. You 60-year-old woman wants to be the center of a group on a reality show, and you really have some type of issue with Charrisse, even though, see, I think this is how it goes. Charrisse don't really know you, but she knows people that know you, and those people have told Charrisse about you. You become friends with Charrisse in ways, and then she betrayed you at the reunion by saying you was with Blue Eyes. That's the real reason. I think those things are all together. And the fact that people keep referring to Charrisse as the queen of the show, I don't think she's the queen of the show. I really think that was a setup, that Giselle wanted to say that because she knew that it will fuck with Karen. That came later. I think that came later. Okay, that didn't come at the when they were fighting at the table. Okay, that came later, because I'm like, I didn't take notes on that. How could I miss that? But she said that she didn't even know Karen when they put the show together, and that Karen was just so happened to be at the other table or something like that, and then somebody thought that Karen was Charrisse's friend, because Charrisse knows everybody. So why wouldn't she know this lady here from Sully? Is that what it's called? Sully? What's the place called? What's the place called? Where, I don't know. No, y'all love Karen. I don't understand. Me like, oh, that lady is so phony and fake. Did you see how she told Candace she wasn't hitting the table? No, lady, it's on film. That's why we forget. Like, do y'all forget that you're being filmed? That you just so lie so easily? Like, what? Why? Maybe you was that drunk. Maybe you was that drunk. Girl, she said that the lady, she says, you don't have no friends. Some people came to get you out of rehab when you was in rehab in Florida. Oh, so last night it was reported that Charrisse lied, honey, that Charrisse lied and said that Karen only sent her like um my condolences or something like that, like a text message that was only one liner. And Karen, she produced something that looked like she had actually said something to Charrisse in a longer form. There was a response at the bottom. I didn't quite see the response, but I saw that Karen left more than just one line. So Charrisse lied. What, did you not remember, Charrisse? How could you not remember that, right? Um, so there's a lot of things going on here. Um, you went to Florida and your friends came and got you out of rehab. You saw the way they was looking at each other. Like, they were looking at each other like, bitch, I will tell it. Don't even fucking play. They was looking at each other like, bitch, you want me to? I will tell it. I will tell it. I will tell it. So the shaman didn't work. So Robin says you were pretty much lying. You were pretty much lying, saying that you guys were cool and that there was no issue. But there obviously is an issue. So you were pretty much lying. Now, Robin is on Karen the same way Karen is on Robin. I think the fact that Robin doesn't respond to Karen's wedding jabs makes Karen believe that she has more darts than Robin. But we see next episode, Robin has a bazooka in her phone. I said, I think Robin is letting Karen think that she's getting away with her jabs because she's not really acknowledging them. Like she acknowledges them like regular, like she doesn't have an attitude back, or like saying anything. But Karen always has something to say. The veil, where's your veil? I told y'all it blew off. But then she comes back when now Robin comes back and was like, oh, so you lying, right? So you were just basically lying, right? So they're going back and forth, but it's not as aggressive as it gets next week. So we'll see, because they've been at each other's throats. Well, really, Karen has been on Robin, especially in her interviews for her fake ass wedding and that fake ass ring and all of that. Karen has a lot to say about Robin in her confessionals, and I wonder if that's going to come up at the reunion. The fact that she has a lot of mouth in her confessionals about Robin. So the shaman didn't work. Well, yeah, they communicated. Okay, fine. Jackie and Mia, I think it was Candace that tries to bring it up. And Jacqueline says, well, I really don't know y'all. I think it's a conversation that her and I need to have alone. So everybody gets up from the table. They go in and she says, what you did was unacceptable. She was like, what was unacceptable? She says, saying that I have no friends, saying that I sleep with married men. I thought you were insinuating Gordon. My whole thing is, when somebody asked you a question about Gordon, you could have been forthright, and none of these questions or innuendos or anything. Giselle would not have been able to run back and tell and do all of this stuff and make these suggestions if you were just forthright and say no. The problem is you and Mia have come up with something on this show and you didn't know what Mia had told them. So y'all weren't in tandem with that. So you kind of look stupid in that way where you wouldn't even answer the question. And then you keep referring to Gordon being your man. You know, I don't play about Gordon. Gordon, where do you want to sit? He wants to sit in the middle and all this other stuff. But then you're mad that she says you're sleeping with married men. You're insinuating Gordon. And then she says, well, he says, I don't sleep with married men or something like that. And she was like, girl, why? Like, why are you saying it as if she doesn't know you? Why are you saying it to her as if you're like trying to get something over on somebody and maybe she's supposed to play along for the cameras? And I don't know what's happening between Mia and Jacqueline. It just seems like they had something together when they were coming on the show. But I don't know. It kind of reminds me, the way that Jacqueline and Mia act is, they both kind of put me off in terms of character, because I think that if you're friends with somebody and then when you get around a group of new people, you start disparaging that person that you came in the group with, I think that's fucked up. I do. Whether you have problems with them or not, I don't think that you should start bad mouthing the person you came. It shows a lot about your character. That actually happened to me. I had a friend for a long time, 15 years at the time, and she got amongst a stranger and started telling my business, talking shit about me. And luckily, the stranger, it was a business acquaintance, and luckily she came back and she warned me. She warned me. She says, "How long have you known her?" And I said, "Since I was 15 years old." And she was like, "Ooh, she was talking about you like she didn't really know you, like you guys weren't friends for that long." And if I were you, I wouldn't. She basically said she's not your confidant, so I don't tell her stuff. Because I was like, well, what does she tell you? And then it was only stuff that she knew, right? And I was so embarrassed. This is part of my shame story. So I was kind of embarrassed. I was really embarrassed. And but I was lucky that the woman came back to me and warned me to stop telling her my business, because she's telling your business to anyone who would listen, and seems like she's reveling in your misery. So when Jacqueline and Mia, they trigger me, both of them, because you're supposed to be friends for how long? And as soon as you get around other people, you want to start talking shit about each other. Like, that's not cool. And then it shows a lot about each of their characters, in my opinion. Um, she tells her, well, you slept with married men too. She says, well, you slept with Gordon. He was married. She's like, I know that. So what are you trying to do, Jacqueline? See, in that case, so you going back and forth. We already knew that Mia was sleeping with Gordon while because he was going to the strip club while he was married. And she mentioned she was married. Wasn't she married too? So they was both cheating, right? Okay. She said this relationship is over, and she said you sold your soul, but you got on a mic pack and a cameraman in the corner going like this while you tell your sister, your foster sister, she sold her soul. There's a cameraman in the corner. You got to wait for him to kind of back on out of there so that you can get ready for bed, truly get ready for bed. Okay. Because you were going back and forth with her at that table. So I'm like, I don't know. We're going back and forth. Both of them are wrong. Like, both of them are wrong. Both of them have, to me, have a low character. That's why I'm looking. I don't know if Candace is in therapy, but I truly want Candace to ask her therapist, why does she befriend people who seemingly have low character? Like, I don't know why she's chumming it up with Jacqueline, because you saw how Jacqueline did Mia, right? You saw how Mia did Jacqueline, right? You saw how they did each other. You should take note of that. I wouldn't befriend either one of them. Their characters are low for me. That's how I feel. That's how truly how I feel. I was like, they're both of them raggedy. Both of them. Day two, Ashley's on the beach doing Kundalini yoga. That was the first type of yoga that I started practicing. I don't know if I still have it on VHS, but it was a VHS tape, Kundalini yoga with Guru Mook. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but yes. So I used to do the Kundalini yoga, and I thought it was like different, because I was like, okay, this is different because there's a lot of breath work. You have to, do the spiral, move your body like a snake charm. Yes, and it's really good. It's really good breath work and stuff like that. So they were out on the beach doing that. Karen and Candace was off to the side. When I tell you that Candace looks so fucking cute in her bathing suit, that black bathing suit and that hat and her bag, I was like, girl, what? This looks like the 60s over here. She looks so cute. So cute. She sits down with Karen. I love Karen's silver. I don't know what kind of bracelet that is. That silver, like, big link bracelet that Karen has on. I love it. I was like, oh, where is that bracelet from? So they're sitting down talking. Candace says, girl, what was going on with you last night? She was like, I need to know what was all the banging of the table. Karen says, I don't remember banging a table. She's like, no, you was banging a table. Of course, they rewound it and let us know that she was indeed banging the table as well. She says, last night just shows me that I was right about Charrisse's intention, and I'm cool on her. Well, you've been cool on her. My whole thing is, I really think that Karen has a problem with the fact that, and then they do bring it up when Giselle brings it up later, and the way that Robin piggybacked, it was definitely a setup to trigger Karen. And Karen did not take the bait. but then it also allowed Robin to come back in with, okay, so you don't get, everybody gets to be held accountable. That's not true, because you only hold accountable who y'all don't like, because Mia is still sitting at this table. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why she hasn't got her pink slip, okay? And nobody said anything. In fact, Giselle wanted to find out if she was okay. And why are you leaving for the weekend? We want you to stay. Remember all of that? Okay. So Robin was correct, and it gave Robin that open to come back and say, you're full of shit. Everybody knows you're full of shit, and people are going to see that you're full of shit, basically. So whether or not they said, because she didn't want to engage, they said, well, we're going to keep going, and we're going to let you know how we feel about you. But that was all a setup for me. So Charrisse says she's done with Karen with her little knot, her little why was her shirt tied up like that in that little knot in the front? I said, girl, Charrisse. Charrisse is a trip. Well, I'll tell you, Charrisse be looking flustered, like hot. She be looking hot. Okay, so they get on the bus. That's when Karen takes another jab at Robin. Where's your wedding veil? She said, I told you they blew off the thing. So when's the wedding date? She says, we have one, but she's not telling them. She says, well, how do I know what to get you? Well, if you know that I'm getting married soon, you can buy me a gift anytime. You can buy me a gift after I come back and I still don't tell you the date and I tell you I got married. You could still buy me a gift. You don't need to know the date of my wedding to buy me a wedding gift. Thanks, Karen. That's what Robin should have said. You don't need to know the date of my wedding to buy me a wedding gift. You don't. That's what she should have said. So they're going to the cenotes and they are annoyed with the mosquitoes. There's mosquitoes all over, biting them, biting Candace on the butt. Nobody really gets in the water except for Mia. Ashley jumps in. Who else got? Nobody else truly got in the water. I don't think that was I think that was a bust, Ashley. I do. Um, They sit down at the taco bar. Robin brings up, I think that, no, Ashley asked, so how do you feel about the cenote? Do you feel like it was healing, this and that? Robin says, well, I feel like there's still some pockets of healing. Did you see Candace was like, girl, can we sit down? Like, okay, this is what I think moving forward. Moving forward, I think they should allow at least 5 minutes go by before they start talking shit, before they start producing a scene, before they're like, okay, go. Like, that's how it seems like to me. I don't know who's producing the scene, but I feel like y'all need to allow yourselves to get some food down and eat for a second, even though they're all eating. I love to see the girl, because they don't all eat on all the franchises. They don't stuff their faces, which I love to see them eating and talking. But like immediately they sit down, and I think Ashley's questions were good, but then Robin comes through like, I think there's still some pockets of healing, girl. Okay. All right. Ashley and Candace. Karen brings it up. Ashley and Candace. Do you regret setting up your friend Deborah? That's what she should have said. Do you regret setting up Deborah? She says, I didn't bring her for any ill intentions. If that was my situation, I would want to hear it from their mouth. Candace basically tells Ashley, I think based on the type of relationship you're in and that you just got out of, or you're pretending to get out of, that she didn't say that. She didn't say pretending. I'm saying pretending. That you have a lot of toxicity in your relationship. And so you kind of want, I hope that, when you get into a new relationship, that you don't have those things in your relationship, so you could trust the person that you're with, because I don't need nobody coming to me, because I know my man. And I hope for you that you find a relationship where you trust your man, because that's not what it should feel like. You shouldn't feel like you have to know what my man is doing. And that's it. That's what she says. She says, well, I realized that my marriage had some toxic elements, baby, they start flashing all type of shit from all. They just give a montage of all of Michael's assaults, basically, and him telling her that he went up to a room with another woman and all of this stuff. So like, Candace was like truthful in that. Like, girl, I hope that you can be in a relationship. And the same goes. She actually could have directed that towards um Griselda too. Like, I hope you all find relationships where you don't have to try to sabotage other people's relationships or feel like what somebody did to you is going to be done to me, and or you need to get back at me. She basically said that she was mad at Candace. She went further back. She went all the way back to the day that, was that the day that Michael assaulted somebody? I think that was. Or was that the first time they went to Monique's house? Because I think maybe it was the second time they went to Monique's house and he assaulted somebody. And then Monique and Ashley became buddy buddy. And the tape never surfaced, when we know Control Freak probably has a camera everywhere. Monique Samuels, right? But wasn't that the party? I think that was the party. I think that was the party. But I thought it was fake too. I thought Ashley was trying to squeeze out tears. I thought it was phony too. So she says, and my thing is, and I feel like the same way like Candace says, the way that I try to be cool with you, and Candace, I don't know how many times a snake has to bite you before you realize that you should stop handling it, before you should put it down. You keep picking up a snake thinking that it's supposed to lick your face and you could pet behind its ears, and then you get bit and then you're upset. But I'm trying to figure out, when the fuck are you going to put the snake down? That's what I'm trying to wonder. Like, I don't know, Candace. That's what I'm like. Why the fuck are you, why is Jacqueline at your house? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It was so hard for Ashley to apologize. Did you see? She was like, oh, I'm sorry. If you felt that if bringing Deb felt harmful, if it felt, see, when y'all apologize, take out but and if, take it out. I'm sorry if you felt. No, I'm sorry. It's not what you did. It's on you. I'm sorry that bringing Deb was harmful to you. That's what you should have said. Not, I'm sorry if you felt, if bringing Deb felt harmful to you. No, you have to be sorry for what you did and for how you made the person feel. So you weren't, she's a liar. Like, again, it's a snake. It's like, okay, snake, spray some repellent and keep moving. So if you pick the snake up again, Candace, I don't know what to tell you, girl. We need to we need to move forward. It just feels like Ashley is envious of Candace, and she tries to bring up shit to go after Candace about. Like, I watched how she was watching Candace when she was in there dancing. Remember when they went back? They went back when Jacqueline and Mia went back to the room, and they were still in the bar and they were dancing, and Candace was doing the routine to her song or whatever. And Ashley go back and watch how Ashley was watching her. There's something that she likes about Candace. I think it's a multitude of things, starting from the mother relationship. Yeah, the wealth, the support, all of this stuff. I feel like the fact that I actually went and found my white man, but I didn't have to marry him I didn't have to necessarily be hypergamous in that way, or look for a way out for me and my mama, so that we are not drinking. You already know what I say. I'm not going to say it anymore. So I think, I think there's something there with Candace and Ashley, and I think the way that Candace needs to move forward with Ashley is to treat her like the snake, the lion-ass snake that she is. Charrisse said it was one line from her dad that was determined that it was a lie. And I don't know why she would lie about that, but whatever. Robin says that she's going to get married in Jamaica after her brother-in-law gets married, or sister or somebody-in-law gets married. Karen said calls bullshit again, and then they want to give her a bachelorette party, so they're happy about that. Um, it was funny when Robin was like, "I don't know if I need it." Everybody was like, "Oh God," even Giselle. I don't know if they cut that in, if that was a continuous moment, but Giselle was even like, "Okay, girl," she was like, "A traditional." No, nobody thinks you need a traditional. First of all, y'all been together since college. Why in the world would you need a traditional wedding? And you've been married, like, that's so weird. Why would you need a traditional okay, why would you need a traditional wedding to a man that you've been married to before? You divorced because he was cheating on you. Y'all went broke and you felt bad for him, so y'all had to stay together. Girl, why would you have a traditional wedding? Girl, I don't get it. Girl, bye. Shut up, Robin. So Giselle's upset about Charrisse. She felt like what happened yesterday was a character assassination on Charrisse. And if you really want to ask anyone, I feel like Charrisse is the queen of Potomac. Girl, where did that come from? See, and Karen, I don't know what it is, but Karen, I felt like Karen should have said at that moment, who wants to be the queen of Potomac? But then you do. So that's the reason why you can't really say it. But that's what I would be asking. Like, who the fuck wants to be the queen of Potomac, girl? Don't nobody want to be the queen of Potomac? And it's so funny because the Karen, what do y'all call each other? The Ladams. That's what y'all have a name for Karen's fans. Y'all say nobody wants to be the queen of Potomac, but she's the queen of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Is she? She's your queen. Say she's our queen. That's what you should say. Because she's not the queen. It's an ensemble cast. Y'all can't even support the girl when she has her own special. Y'all got the fragrance. What does it smell like? Does it smell good? Y'all let me know in the comments if one of y'all went out and bought La Dame. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Tell me how it smells. What are the notes? You can't just shut down conversations. So you're off limits. You're a different woman than you act like you are. You're different from who you say you are. And you just know how to deflect. And she's very crafty because she uses her husband, her daughter, or her family, and her mother as a shield. So y'all need to figure out another way to come at Karen. That's it. Stop coming at her about her relationship with her husband. Stop coming at her about her family or whatever, however she feels. Find something else to come at Karen about. Charrisse got the goods. She knows what to come at Karen about, and Karen knows it. Y'all don't. Karen knows it. Karen says that the other women are scared of Charrisse because Charrisse has stuff on them. How do you know? Okay. Charrisse says she knows grief. She tells Charrisse that she's desperate to be around this group. I don't know why you think I'm desperate to be around this group because I created this group. I didn't even know who you were. That's what she told her. She said someone recommended you. And they were talking about, and then that's when Robin was like, she's the true socialite. She's the true philanthropist. She's the true this. She's the true girl about town. She's the one getting invited to the parties. You're not that girl. You're on this fake shit that we got going on where cameras are around and stuff. You're not that girl. You think you're that girl and you want to be that girl of this show, but you can't really be that girl because even then, you don't even stand in your shit like that. You don't. And you always want to play this like fence sitter. It's like, I like I said, I've not been a fan of Karen since season 1. I thought she was phony and fake. The fact that this person started off acting like, oh my God, there's a pecking order amongst the groups. And it's not really a pecking order because you're not that girl of this group since season 1. You understand what I'm saying? There's a pecking order and you got to go through the groups and you got to be this and that and this etiquette stuff. And then in this season, what is it, 7? I don't know. They are, you in the confessionals cussing. But in the first season, you were like, oh my God, honey, I can't believe it. She was this and that. That's why everybody does your voice like that, because you were really talking as if you was like this highfalutin woman that just did not come from a farm. Like, come on. And you were fake like that. And that's why I'm glad that Robin came through with you're not the real this. You're not that girl. You're not really a socialite. You're not a girl about town. You're not getting invited to the parties. But they did that to break Karen down. Like, they ganged up on Karen. I don't know if you call it a gang up, but Giselle started it. No, Giselle started it. Charrisse came through in the middle, and then Robin came through at the end. And Robin and Charrisse are good Judies. Okay, so you knew she was gonna say something. She's been waiting to say something to you about Charrisse, and she getting ready to defend herself next week. I can't wait. I was like, oh, okay, Robin. I said, oh, Robin. Oh, Robin said, I'm clocking in this season, bitch. Y'all ain't gonna get me off this show. She said, well, Charrisse knows grief. They said you're a bullshitter. People are going to see who you are. I don't know if people actually see who Karen is. I think there are some people. Somebody left me a comment the other day talking about they really see who Karen is. I've been saying that, and I think that's why everybody's like, they mock the way that she talks, because she's fake. She's fake. Charrisse is a human. Karen said they're scared of her. And then they get on Wendy and Mia. Oh, that's Candace says, I'm a little triggered by that because Mia, who apologized? Who apologized without apologizing to the person? Who did that? I don't know who did that, but she said it reminded me of Mia not apologizing to Wendy and apologizing to everybody but Wendy. And then Wendy said, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. And she said, they said something about, you assaulted me. And she says, I did apologize. And she was like, no, you didn't. She said, you assaulted me. She was like, do you know the definition of defamation? Bitch, spell defamation. That's what I would have said. I don't think Mia can keep up with Wendy. And I think she tries her hardest. I really do think she tries her hardest, but she can't keep up. That's why she reverts to, oh, you got to let everybody know who you are and this and that. Yeah, you don't like it that she has that as ammunition. You don't like it that she has it as ammunition. I was trying to be your friend. She says, well, obviously you didn't get the memo. She said, you didn't get the memo because look how you treating your friend of 30 years. Well, you called my husband gay. No, I did not call your husband gay. I said your husband sleeps with men. See how you do that? I said, but you see how Wendy said, she said, I said, y'all sleep with men and women. How you know I wasn't talking about you? I said, I know. I know, Mia. She says, Mia says, well, she says, you lucky I didn't throw the drink back. Did you hear when Mia was saying, well, what's wrong with being gay? Well, are you saying that Gordon is gay? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you saying that Gordon is gay? Because there's nothing wrong with being gay, sweetie. So what are you saying? What are you trying to do? Girl, that. Like I said, I don't think that Mia can keep up with Wendy. I don't think she can. And I think that's a problem with a lot of the girls, that they just can't keep up with Wendy. That's why they go to, oh, you just want to talk about this. And that's what Wendy was like, how do you spell success? And what does it smell like a success? What was she saying to Ashley? Girl, don't be smiling in Ashley's face either. Anyways, she says, well, Peter told me he was sleeping with his girlfriend. She was like, well, that was my girlfriend. So basically he slept with my girlfriend. That was my friend first. He was sleeping with my friend at this point. That's what she said. She says, well, okay, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the real issue. She called her a gutter ass bitch. Everybody was shocked. And she was like, you know the reason why. Basically, Wendy says, you know the reason why I didn't come at you the way I could have came at you is because I actually have shit to lose. So she says, just don't do it again. She's like, she always talking about, well, you always talking about you a boss, and we see a boss of what? You have to have a company in order to be a boss of something. Oh, maybe the boss of your household. That's what Jacqueline said later, that she's only concerned about her businesses and she's changed and all this other stuff. You knew she changed. You knew she was going to get beside herself when she came on this show. Apparently they're not friends anymore. So that was it. Wendy said, you so pressed. What did Wendy say? Why are you so pressed? Why is she so worried about my lifestyle? Just say you mad. Just say you mad. The way they don't want Wendy doing all that, but they can come after Wendy. That's why I was like about Robin. Like Robin, you talking about everybody at this table, everybody has to be held to the fire. Y'all didn't hold Mia to the fire the way you should have held her to the fire about what she did towards Wendy. And you didn't do that because you don't like Wendy or you mad at Wendy for whatever reason. It's unfortunate that so many people at that table are truly not friends. I feel like the only people who are truly friends at that table are Charrisse, Giselle, and Robin, and then maybe Candace and Wendy. I don't feel like Karen talks to anyone. Like when cameras go down, I don't feel like Karen talks to any of them. I don't. And I think that's kind of what feeds her delusion in the group, is that she has fans that make it seem like she's the queen of the show, probably because she's the oldest maybe. But I don't know if I would be like a 60-year-old woman like trying to fight for the position of queen. We used to think that that was between Karen and Giselle, like they would go back and forth. That was like the first season of who trying to figure out who was going to be the main person. I'm trying to put this drink down because I don't want it to spill. But I don't know. I don't know. It's unfortunate that the women are not truly friends. I think it would be such a um, it would be more enjoyable to watch if they were truly all friends, because the fact that you have to sit at the table and figure out who's snubbing who and who's doing this and who's doing that. It got like that with Atlanta too, where the women were not friends, and it's just like they're just coming to work, and it's like this is so fake because none of this would happen in real life. And if we're shooting a reality show, I think that the people should have long friendships, like Karen, like all of them. Like they have the long friendships, but they're um frenemies. They're frenemies. They're not true friends. But I don't know why Charrisse would lie about, trying to make Karen look a certain way. Some people were upset because she said the girl went to rehab and that's private. Fuck that bitch. What? Girl, what? What do you mean? Okay, it's private. Yes, it's private, but if I want to throw it in your face, am I mad at you? Like, girl, we not friends. I don't understand. And then it's crazy because y'all know that these women are not friends, but expect them to hold a level of decorum with each other. That's what makes it unenjoyable to watch, is because at any moment they can get real vicious because they're not friends. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.